If your heart races when the bills arrive and you avoid opening your banking app, you are not broken. You are programmed to survive. Today I will show you how to trade willpower for a system. I am Ari. I translate neuroscience into simple money routines. Let us get straight to the plan. At minute 6, I will walk you through the 90-day calm money protocol, step by step. The map is simple. First, why budgets fail, because of a cracked foundation. Then, how to spot your money scripts in 10 minutes, those old rules that still drive your decisions. And then, the calm money protocol, a high-yield savings account for your emergency buffer, dollar cost averaging into a broad index fund, automatic payment for fixed bills, the 48-hour rule, and useful friction against impulse. No sermons, just behavioral engineering for your wallet. If you have tried being strong and got exhausted, perfect. We play a different game here. We design the path of least resistance for your brain. Breathe. In a few minutes, you will feel more control without becoming a different person. When it clicks, stay to the end. I will leave a testable step-by-step for this week. The reason budget tips fail is simple: a cracked foundation. If your body spikes when you see a bill or open the bank app, that is not weakness. It is your nervous system trying to protect you. We call these money scripts, old rules that feel true, like money is dirty, there is never enough, or I do not deserve it. Scripts come from family, crisis, or childhood chaos, and they still pilot adult decisions without asking permission. Quick self-check. Do you delay opening the app, buy to self-soothe and feel guilt after, or freeze when someone says, invest? If you answered yes twice, we have found the enemy. The cure is not willpower. It is decision design. Instead of fighting yourself every week, change the environment so the easiest path is the right one. A United States practical setup looks like this. On the day after your paycheck arrives, set automatic splits into 3 buckets. First, a high-yield savings account for emergencies, with a target of 3 to 6 months of expenses. Second, a monthly contribution to a broad index fund such as the S&P 500 or a total market fund. Third, automatic payment for fixed bills. Fun money goes on a weekly prepaid card or in cash because useful friction reduces impulse. Remove shopping applications from your phone, unsubscribe from promotional emails, and use a 48-hour rule for any spend over a threshold you choose or for any investment change. This is not moralizing. This is behavioral engineering. Here is a 20-second case study with a before and after. Before, Maya, age 29, had no buffer, a credit card with a 24% annual percentage rate, nightly bill panic, and impulse buys through applications. After 30 days, Paycheck plus one-day automation was on. A $35 late fee was waived. The annual percentage rate was cut to 14.9% through a hardship plan. Fun money moved to a weekly prepaid card or cash. The high-yield savings account went from $0 to $620, and 2 shopping applications were deleted. Symptoms dropped from 7 out of 10 to 3 out of 10. No heroics, just a system. Your brain has present bias. It prefers now. So pay now for doing the right things for later. Make saving and investing feel immediately rewarding. Show a visible marker for every $100 saved. Keep a progress graph in your app and set small targets every 2 weeks. Match your profile. If you are loss-averse, show the inflation cost of idle cash. For example, $10,000 at 0% loses purchasing power every year. If you are gain-oriented, visualize your 65-year-old self with time freedom and bills on automatic payment. Keep a photo or artwork of that future somewhere visible. The net effect is fewer brute force decisions and more systems that do not break on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Generational financial trauma is not drama, it is programming. If you grew up with late bills, forced moves, layoffs, or fear of losing health insurance, your body learned that money equals threat. In some homes, money was control. Perfect grade equals reward, and a miss equals punishment. So adults become hyper-controllers of every cent, or the opposite, rebellion through spending. Families shaped by the 2008 crisis, medical bankruptcy, or chronic instability often code market dips as real danger. None of this is a character flaw. It is conditioning. The good news is that conditioning can be rewired with safe exposure, simple rules, and quick wins. Map your scripts in 10 minutes, without full therapy right now. Write down 3 vivid money moments from childhood or teen years and complete these sentences. Money is, rich people are, and when I think about bills, I notice body reactions such as a stomach knot or chest tightness. Now rewrite each script with this format. When I was younger, believing that statement protected me. Today, what protects me is a different rule. Example. Before, there is never enough, made me hoard and stay tense. Now, I have an automatic plan and a buffer. Finish with 1 behavioral rule per script. For the scarcity script, automatic contributions, and no balance checking more than 3 times per day. For guilt about spending, a fixed joy budget with 0 guilt. Calm money protocol, 90 days to swap willpower for a system. Week 1, set automations on the day after your paycheck. Fund the high-yield savings buffer. Contribute a fixed amount to a broad index fund, and put fixed bills on automatic payment. Week 2. Add useful friction. Remove shopping applications. Unsubscribe from promotions, and put fun money on a weekly prepaid card or cash. Week 3. Apply the 48-hour rule for any spend above your threshold or for any investment change. Make big decisions only after 2 nights of sleep. Week 4. Practice a 60-second future self-visualization each day. Picture your 65-year-old self with time, freedom, and calm bills. Then repeat this 4-week cycle for 8 to 12 weeks. Your anti-panic plan is this. If markets drop, wait 48 hours and review your allocation, not the headlines. If a debt collector calls, use your negotiation script to pause interest and extend the term. If symptoms such as insomnia, palpitations, or avoidance persist, financial therapy is a tool, not a label. Align emotion before raising risk. Build metrics that become habits in 12 minutes per week. Every Friday, run a money reset with 4 checks in one dashboard. First, the high-yield savings buffer percentage toward your target. For example, 34% of 6 months. Second, the savings rate, which is how much of the last paycheck went to investments and goals. Third, expensive debt. Any annual percentage rate above 18% stays red until you take action. Fourth, weekly risks, accidental purchases, automatic renewals, and upcoming travel. Close with 1 small win, such as adding $10 to your auto deposit, canceling 1 subscription, or sending 1 negotiation email. That is the right dopamine in the right direction. Visible progress without torture. Use a 3-step debt triage with no drama. The default is the Avalanche method, which kills the highest annual percentage rate first to save the most interest. If anxiety freezes you, start with the Snowball method, which pays the smallest balance first to gain traction, and then switch back to Avalanche. Here is a call script you can read word for word. I am committed to paying this off. I need a hardship plan. a lower annual percentage rate, a pause on late fees, and interest for 3 to 6 months, or a 0% balance transfer for 12 to 18 months with no introductory fee. What can you do today? Then stop and stay silent, and write down the agent's name and the reference number. Follow an anti-Trojan horse rule. If you complete a balance transfer, make no new purchases on that card until it is paid off. Wins like these mean fewer panic spikes and more mental space. Investing works best with automatic rails and bumpers. A simple default for multi-decade horizons is monthly dollar cost averaging into a broad index fund, plus a stability bumper such as bonds or United States Treasuries that helps you avoid panic selling, and an annual rebalance. Write your volatility plan as a single sentence you can read on bad days. If the market falls by a chosen percentage, I will wait 48 hours, review my allocation and not the headlines, keep dollar cost averaging, and if it falls further by another chosen percentage, I will only rebalance with no market timing. If you are loss-averse, hold a bigger stability bumper. If you are gain-driven, keep the rails as they are, but never change strategy on a fear day. If you fail twice in the same spot, that is not a character flaw. It is a signal to lower risk or bring the topic to financial therapy, and then return calmly. Run 2 checking buckets with sinking funds, so there are no surprises. Split your cash flow into account 1, the bills hub for rent or mortgage, utilities, insurance, and minimum debt payments, and account 2, life, for groceries, gasoline, and fun. On payday, auto split, for example, 70% to bills and 30% to life, and add named subaccounts for predictable irregulars, called sinking funds like car maintenance, annual insurance premiums, healthcare copays or deductibles, gifts, and subscriptions. Move small weekly amounts to each, such as $15 or $25. The result is 0 surprises in insurance or Department of Motor Vehicles months. And no, I forgot, that becomes debt. This is budgeting without a spreadsheet and without drama. Use a negotiation playbook that pays in 20 minutes. For a card or bank, say, I have been a customer for many years. I saw a $35 fee, and I am setting alerts and automatic payment. Could you issue a courtesy refund as a loyalty adjustment? If they refuse, ask for a supervisor or retention. For a high annual percentage rate, say, I need a hardship plan. A reduced annual percentage rate, a 3 to 6 month pause on interest and penalties, or a 0% balance transfer for 12 to 18 months with no fee. For internet or cable, say, a competitor is offering a lower price. What can you match today? If not, I will need to cancel. Retention teams usually unlock better pricing. For a medical bill, ask for the itemized bill. Confirm the current procedural terminology codes. Request financial assistance or charity care, or a prompt pay discount between 10 and 20%, and a 0 interest payment plan. Close with this line. If I pay a specific amount today, can you mark it paid in full? One call reduces anxiety more than 10 motivational videos. Follow a 90-second anti-panic protocol before any decision. First body first. Put your feet on the floor, make your exhale longer than your inhale in a count of 4 to 6, and loosen your neck and shoulders. Second, name it. Say, this is anxiety, not bankruptcy. Third, use a traffic light rule. Green, which is normal, means dollar cost averaging continues. Yellow, which is a drop up to 10%, means do nothing for 48 hours. Red, which is a drop around 25%, means you only rebalance. Never cut contributions on a bad day. Fourth, create a decision queue. Write what fear wants to do, such as sell, finance, or buy to feel better. Add a timestamp and wait 48 hours. Fifth, surf the urge. When you feel buy now, set a 10-minute timer. If the urge survives, it goes to the queue and not to the card. The result is less damage and more control. Your money says thanks. Use a future self kit that actually changes behavior in 10 minutes. Grab a photo or an artwork of your 65-year-old self and rename your app goals so they are emotional. For example, change high yield savings account to no alarm home and change index fund to free time. Write a 90-day letter that says, if I follow the plan, I earn specific rewards. If I break it, I accept a light penalty, such as donating $25 and a pre-budgeted reward such as a pizza night. Schedule 4 emails to yourself on days 1, 21, 45, and 90 titled From Future You. Sign a 1-page contract that lists minimum contributions, the 48-hour rule, and no new expensive debt. Put it on the fridge. You are creating pre-commitments that beat Tuesday night impulse. Hold a 20-minute money date, solo or as a couple. The script is simple. First, feelings, not numbers, for 2 minutes. Say, today, money made me feel, and fill in the blank with no judgment. Second, share a win of the week for 2 minutes. Third, review the dashboard for 8 minutes. Buffer percentage, savings rate, expensive debt, and this week's risks. Fourth, make one decision for 5 minutes. For example, raise the auto deposit by $10, call to waive a fee, or adjust the car sinking fund. Fifth, define a clear next step for 3 minutes with an owner and a date. Keep peace rules. Use the phrases I feel and I need. Set a purchase limit that requires a check-in above a chosen amount, and allow 0 surprises with subscriptions or financing. The goal is connection first and spreadsheet later. Use a 72-hour crisis plan for fast anxiety relief. Day 1 is to stop the bleed. Freeze the card in the app. Pause non-essential purchases for 14 days. Call your bank or card and request a hardship plan for a temporary annual percentage rate or interest reduction. Review subscriptions and cancel 1 to 3 immediately. Day 2 is to reorder priorities. Map must-pay items like housing, utilities, basic food, and transport. Move them into the bills hub. Switch on minimum payment automatic payment to protect your credit score. List sellable items, and actually list one for sale. Day 3 is to cash in. Negotiate medical bills with an itemized statement and a prompt pay discount. Check eligible benefits such as unemployment or local aid, and open a 0% balance transfer if useful with a no new purchases rule. Close with an extra money date to reset goals. The result is a move from chaos to control, quickly. Practice gradual exposure to retrain the body alarm. Instead of facing it all at once, climb a 6-step ladder. Step 1. Open the banking app for 30 seconds and close it. Step 2. Look at the balance for 60 seconds without action. Step 3. Pay one small bill while breathing with a 4 to 6 rhythm. Step 4. Review one card statement and mark 3 lines. Step 5. Make one guided call using your script for up to 5 minutes. Step 6. Review investments for 5 minutes without changing anything. Use the subjective units of distress scale from 0 to 10. If the number goes above 7, stop, breathe, and step back 1 level. The goal is to train your body not to fire the alarm every time it sees numbers. Use an attention deficit hyperactivity disorder friendly mode with short money sprints. Swap perfect management for 7-minute microtasks, such as cancel one subscription, bump your auto deposit by $10, or log one surprise expense. Use body doubling, which means doing a quiet co-work call or a silent session on a server like Discord, and use a timer. Reduce choices to 2 cards, Bills Hub and Life, 1 tracking application, and 1 fixed time. such as Fridays at 6 p.m. Set visual triggers. A wallet note that says 48 hours. The image of your 65-year-old self as your phone wallpaper. And website blockers at critical hours. The rule is simple: less friction for the right action and more friction for impulse. Run a quarterly financial detox with a relapse safety net. Every 90 days, purge applications and subscriptions, review scripts that resurfaced, check allocation and rebalance if it is off, and test a 1-week vacation where everything runs on autopilot. If you relapse, for example, you financed an impulse or paused dollar cost averaging, apply no guilt and no drama. Trigger Plan B. Return to the 3 pillars: the high-yield savings account, dollar cost averaging, and automatic payment. Lower risk for 60 days, and resume the exposure ladder 1 step below. Progress means coming back to the plan 1 day earlier than you would have before. Here is the straight recap. Build a system you can follow on your worst days. Today you got the base. Identify scripts. Install Paycheck plus 1-day automation with a high-yield savings account, a broad index fund, and automatic payment. Use useful friction like a weekly prepaid card or cash and the 48-hour rule, and measure what matters every Friday. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency that survives Tuesday night. Start this week with 3 moves. First, set up Paycheck automations, including the high-yield savings account, a broad index fund, and automatic payments. Second, remove 2 shopping applications and activate the 48-hour rule for spends above your chosen threshold. Third, book a 20-minute money date on Friday to review your buffer percentage, your savings rate, your expensive debt, and this week's risk. If your annual percentage rate is above 18%, make 1 call with the script. Simple. Executable. If this helped, like and subscribe. I am Ari, and the Calm Money series continues. Comment 1 script that keeps you stuck and 1 action you will take today. I read and pin the best. Your 7-day challenge is to run the protocol and come back with results. Next up, fix the foundation, why budgets fail and how to make one stick in the Calm Money Systems playlist. Let us build wealth without panic.